Hello viewers and welcome to another edition of our literary program. Today we are very delighted to bring for you another luminary of Shillong, and she is none other than Uma Purkayastha, who is a retired principal of a government girls higher secondary school in Shillong. Well, besides her earlier posting that she held, but for the last 35 years, she has been writing. She has been writing on many aspects and topics, but her focus has over the years come down to Tagore, that is Rabindranath Tagore, and especially also on Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. I think we are all aware that both these two illustrious figures from Indian history had made Shillong their home for some period of time. In fact, Rabindranath Tagore, the great Nobel laureate, had visited Shillong 3 times, and he had stayed in different parts of Shillong, and he has penned down many poems and also stories on Shillong. And his works reflects and finds a lot of reflection about the pine city of Shillong. And in fact, Uma Purkayastha has recently brought out her book on Rabindranath Tagore, which she has titled it as Tagore and Pine Land Shillong. Besides these writings, she has also written poems, she has composed short stories, collection of stories, etc. So today we are in her home and we are going to talk to Ma'am Uma Purkayastha and find out about her earlier life. We will also understand her writing acumen and what she plans to do in the future as well. So stay with us as we have this very cozy one-on-one conversation with Ma'am Uma Purkayastha. A very warm welcome to you, Uma-di, as we
Welcome, ma'am. Welcome.
As we fondly call you. It's a pleasure to see you after so many years actually, right? We are meeting after many years, but it is so nice that you could give us some of your time and that today we are in your home to talk to you and also understand your writing and your other activities that you're so deeply involved in fact. Because we see your writings in newspapers, your articles very frequently comes out. So thank you so much for giving us your time to Doordarshan Shillong.
Most welcome, ma'am.
So let us go into memory lane, Uma-di, because as I just mentioned in my opening remark that you have earlier held the position of the principal of a government girls higher secondary school here in Shillong. And then over the years you took into writing. So tell us about your early life and your days when you were the principal of this school.
Very interesting question, ma'am. Actually, I joined my school service in 1966 as a graduate teacher, and after that I did my MA, BT, etc. If I did not go to school, I think I did not be able to reach in this position of my life, because my students gave me much information and resources I got from them. Okay. Very valuable resources. And they inspired me to write many things which I could do with their help. Okay. Then I got so many delinquent so many delinquent children. Sometimes I saw the teachers give them punishment or this thing, that thing, or sometimes physical punishment, sometimes pinching words like this. But I don't know why I had some extra feelings for the dull students. Okay. I used to call them to me and would inquire why they are unable to answer my questions and etc. And I would be very much sympathetic to them when I would hear their story. Sometimes they are in poverty, sometimes they have to look after their younger brothers, sisters, etc. They don't get time. Sometimes they are really dull. Anyway, I could change many students without punishment, but with good behavior, good dealings and affectionate dealings. Only one incident I will tell you. It is very interesting. I think you will enjoy. It was, I was class teacher of class 7. Just I joined the school. Our headmistress was very strict, and someday they are very much famous for disturbing others. Okay. Give shout and like this, wild shout. One day headmistress called me and told me, if you can't manage your class, then you tell me, I will transfer, I will not transfer, I will change class teacher. Okay. I got very much offended and I feel rather insulted why should I be able to control my class? I came and I entered the class. I told them, from tomorrow I am not coming to your class. Why ma'am, all this just came. No, that cannot be. I said, no, because I am called by headmistress and you are disturbing like wild animals, you are doing like this. What happened to your class? Why do you shout? Then they were crying. They started crying. What happened? Tell me what happened. I called the captain. She also kept mum. After that, then I said, okay, I am not coming to your class from next morning. Then one big girl from the last bench, she is a failed student. She 2-3 times she was failure. It is her third year in the same class. She came forward. Ma'am, I am guilty for that. I seek your forgiveness. I said, what happened? What did you do? Then she bought a big box, and inside that some insects were there.
Oh, she was trying to scare the children.
And she took something and she used to just show the girls and they would shout. Then I said, I appreciate you. You are truthful. I am very much satisfied. From next day, you will be the class captain. Okay. I called the captain, changed her badge with this captain, new captain, and asked her, I am sorry that you did not tell me what is true, what is the incident. Anyway, from tomorrow she will be the class captain.
Because of her honesty.
Told her that I will watch you. What? Will you believe? From next day, no sound in the class. They are so well disciplined, and that girl only could manage the class. Even teacher did not help.
Wonderful.
And gradually, I told her that you should improve in your study also. You should not fail your prestige in your everything. She passed next year, and she passed matric also nicely. That is a big achievement, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, a classroom, whether it's good or bad, I think it's totally the responsibility of a teacher. I'm sure when you were a teacher earlier to becoming the principal, you honed those what skill you had also in your students. Well, it was a lovely, anecdote that you just narrated to us, and it's wonderful that we have just gone down memory lane. Now, coming back to your a bit later days, ma'am, when did writing begin for you?
Actually, writing I started since my childhood days.
Okay.
While I was a school student, I would be inspired reading Shuktara, a children's journal from Kolkata. Then I used to write small poems, and I used to send to Kolkata. I even remember the address of Shuktara.
Okay.
But my poems should not be published. But very suddenly, while I was in class 7, one poem was published.
In class
and I was
7,
so thrilled that I lost my voice even. So, first achievement. Gradually, I started writing short stories, then articles, and like this. And I think actually maturity comes gradually.
Right.
And here in Shillong, I started my Shillong life since 1963. But before that, I once visited Shillong, but permanently I am here since 1963. And from that time, I started writing in English articles and everything, and Shillong Times helped me a lot. Many articles of mine were published, and I was inspired to write more like this. Like this, I gradually, I wrote 2-3 dramas.
Okay.
And studying the psychology of my students. And I used to play the drama with their help, with them.
Okay.
And they did very successfully in State Central Library Auditorium, Bongo Sahitya Parishad Auditorium, and many other places. Very successfully my dramas were staged and played like this.
Right.
And my best success was I translated Tagore's Chutti short story into English first. Then it was staged, and then I translated into Khasi.
Okay.
Even the Rabindra Sangeet, songs of Tagore, I translated into Khasi, and the same tune. Very difficult. I could not sleep even till it could be,
Perfected.
successful. Yes. Anyway, the drama was broadcasted by All India Radio in 1991 twice.
Okay.
Once by broadcasting, and another time by on request.
Okay.
Like this, I studied the students, and I would compose drama, and I would stage by them in the same auditorium of my school first. When it would be successful, I would go for competition in the greater field.
Wow. I mean, as you're narrating to me, I could just visualize the whole, your time, those years. I mean, it was so nice. I think the children must have had a good time with you. And how many people you must have touched. You're still touching many people's lives, and they are getting so much of inspiration from you. And you're quite a name. You've achieved so much of fame over the years through your writings, and people know you so well. You've also been honored in so many platforms because of your several, successes, several achievements. Now, ma'am, let us come back to your love with Tagore. Because as I also said in the beginning, that Tagore had visited Shillong not once but 3 times.
Yes.
3 times. And that shows the Tagore's love for this land. And in so many of his works, in fact, he has narrated about the pines, about the hills, and about the mists, about the fog, about Cherrapunji, etc. Tell us why and when did your love story begin
with
Rabindranath Tagore?
Very well. Thank you, ma'am. Actually, Rabindranath Tagore inspired me since my childhood with the poems and others.
Right.
First poem I can recollect that Bishti pore tapu tupu nodero ban Shiv Thakurer biye holo tin konne dan, like this, no? Then another this নীল নবঘনে আসার গগনে তিল ছাই আর নাহি রে ওগো আজ তোরা যাসনে ঘোরের বাহিরে. And all these are, I can just full poem still now in my memory.
Right.
So these poems thrilled me, and I would be thinking if I could see Tagore. But when Tagore left the world, I came to the world. So I could not meet him. No. Anyway, when I came to Shillong, in 1959, first I visited Shillong. I was crossing by the Zigzag Road. Zigzag Road, no?
Right.
And one of my cousins showed me, this is the house of Rabindranath Tagore. I said, Rabindranath Tagore's house? Yes. I was so thrilled and how to say, I was so moved. I said, just now I entered the but that house was, very deserted, ghostly, and like this. Still I entered. Whole complex was no man, nothing. Only this jungle and this. Then I could find out the gate, caretaker. He was a Mali, Then I asked him, is it true that Rabindranath Tagore's house it is? He also
wasn't aware.
Yes. I said, where did you stay? Then he showed me the Brookside bungalow. I said, will you please open? No, from outside you see. Then I went to by the window, I saw inside, yes, I peeped. There is a easy chair, one table, one bedstead, like this, palang. Like, I was so moved, and that very moment I thought, I will write on this book site. I'll write something on Tagore. Before that, I was not that much interested. But from that very day, it was in my mind. While I came in 1963 permanently, that time there was no television, no this mobile phone. Even we had no, in our house there was no telephone connection. I used to go door to door to collect information of Tagore, to the senior citizens, to Bangla Sahitya Parishad, to that library, but no book published I found. It's so unfortunate. Then those are, just from memory they said I cannot. Anyway, I went to Biswabharati also.
Right.
And Dr. Surajit Mitra was the Vice Chancellor. He helped me a lot. They asked me to stay there for 2-3 weeks. But I could not because that time I am a housewife. Yeah, I will have to come back. Only one day I stayed and I got some papers and everything. Anyway, I started writing. Only my professor, Samadhir Bhattacharya, he helped me sometime. He told that I have got one published article in the Umiyam one magazine we published from Shillong. There, the Rabindranath Tagore came to Shillong. And another article was published by Hemchandra Chattopadhyay, here one of Jailroad.
Okay.
That the thing was published in Silat, one magazine.
Okay.
It is not out of my reach, no, I cannot go. Anyway, I started. My first article was Tagore's Love for Shillong.
Okay.
It was published in Shillong Times.
Okay.
Shillong Times was that time a very
small newspaper.
Small size, yes. But and that was also something very thrilling in my. I was so thrilled because in English published article. That was the first one, and I'm grateful to Shillong Times for inspiring me with publishing that one. There I wrote what I wrote there. Later on, I've seen there's something were wrong also in that report, because I was more curious to know more things,
So
and
you're
from here to there,
researching,
to there. Anyway, my professor Samadar Bhattacharya, he helped me a lot, and afterwards, it is long back. Suppose during 2000 something, Dr. Usha Ranjan Bhattacharya of Guwahati University, he was head of the department Bengali. He also researched on this subject. Tagore visit to Northeast, everything. So I could great help from his book, Nil Sonali Bani. From that book, I got much help, and I could write the book. And before publishing this book, Tagore and Pineland Shillong, many scattered essays on Tagore's visit to Shillong in Bengali or in English, I could publish in many journals here in Shillong, Silchar, Kolkata, Guwahati, and New Delhi also.
Absolutely. So, since you have done so much of research on Rabindranath Tagore, especially on his stay and his times here in Shillong, what is it, something striking that you could find out?
Yes, definitely, definitely. Ma'am, actually, Rabindranath Tagore came to Shillong in 1919.
Right.
He reached here on 11th October. Actually, it was not his pleasure trip. It was not his, not his visit, like seeing the natural beauty or beauty of Shillong just attracted him, not that at all. He came here for his mental, something shelter. That time he very ardently required some solitary staying.
Some peace of mind, because that time I think, yes, the Jallianwala Bagh incident had happened.
Yes,
and I think that was the time he renounced.
He was very much affected with the Jallianwala Bagh massacre, which happened 13th April 1919. Nobody in India, all the big leaders, political leaders, everybody kept mum, because it was the period of Rowlatt Act. Rowlatt Act was no logic, no argument, no document, nothing. You are arrested, come, like this. But Rabindranath Tagore, he went to some political leaders and he was disheartened. They said, if you can do anything from your own accord, you can do. He whole night he just roamed in his bedroom, 100 times he came. Then early in the morning, he went to his desk. He wrote a letter to this Viceroy, Lord Chelmsford, a very strong letter. And finally he said, you awarded me the knighthood, a big crown on my head, which I can't tolerate when I see the condition of my. You will find everything in my book, Tagore and Pineland, very elaborately. And he posted the letter himself in the RMS, he posted, and went to the office of the statesman and told them, you can publish my letter, what it is. And that was the only revolt from India, from a corner of Bengal, a poet like Rabindranath Tagore, who revolted. This is the occasion when it came out publicly in the papers, and everybody, the political parties, everybody thrown to his home or his residence and disturbed him like anything. Photograph, then this thing, that thing, then you come to our party. Like Rabindranath was disgusted. He never liked any publicity. What he did. So he was, and that year also his eldest daughter died. It's Madhuri Lata, she died, Bella. And that also touched him. So he came for some mental shelter to Shillong, braving all the problems of traveling, this bumping road, this once in steamer, once in train, because this through train service was not there at that time. He reached Shillong, and it is his main history of coming here. He spent here almost 21 days and composed some, not poems or not stories, but very, very short incidents like this, short stories. And he was inspired by the natural beauty to come again to Shillong. So Brookside is the bungalow where he was stayed. And that is also very interesting to know that when all the world even knows that Rabindranath Tagore is a Nobel laureate, and first Nobel laureate of Asia in literature. But our Sri Lankaites did not come forward to greet him. They turned their face because Rabindranath Tagore was under political scanner, political wrath, under royal wrath, because he revolted against
the
this
British.
Jallianwala Bagh, and he just
Now, of course, there's a lot of recognition. This place, Brookside, has been done up very well, and there's a big statue also of his. And you also have been a contributor to that, right? Because you all have appealed to the government several times, and finally, that place is a designated place now, as a kind of a museum where many tourists also comes and visits. Quickly, I would just like to know your love with Netaji, because you are also been writing on Netaji also, another great, figure of from the Indian history. Tell us a little bit about Netaji and the work that you are currently writing.
Achha. Yes. First, let me show you Jidbhumi a few lines.
Okay.
In Jidbhumi, he composed Shilonger Chithi, letter from Shillong. He wrote in some point he wrote that গরমি যখন টুটলো নার পাখার হাওয়ায় সর্বতে ঠান্ডা হতে দৌড়ে এলুম শিলং নামক পর্বতে মেঘ বিছানো শৈলমালা পাহাড় ঘেরা অরণ্যে ক্লান্ত জনে ডাক দিয়ে কয় কোলে আমার শরণ্যে. And I translated this poem that here in this book you will find that this Shillong attracted him so much only because of that bitter summer in Bengal. Right. So he rushed to Shillong to be cool, and he wrote this poem in 9th June 1923.
Okay.
Sitting in the Jidbhumi, and many other things also he wrote here. So this house is very much historical in Rabindranath Tagore's life.
Right.
And third visit was in Laimukra. It was Sidley House, and that later on that house was owned by Rani Manjula Devi, a big devotee to Rabindranath Tagore. I also visited the place, and in my book you will find everything.
Right. Right.
Now you are asking me regarding Netaji.
Quickly, because we are running out of time almost.
Subhash Chandra Bose.
Yes.
Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose inspired me, I am telling. Just after coming to Shillong, I joined AG office, Accountant General office, as a upper division assistant only. And I served there for 1 year. And very fortunately, I came in contact with some senior citizens who vividly saw Netaji from a very close distance while he came to Shillong during 1938. And I heard from them many thrilling stories of Netaji's stay here, and I was inspired to write on Netaji.
Okay.
And like this, I went from door to door, from man to man, from senior person to senior person to collect informations. I collected authentic informations, and I could get the courage to publish the book Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose and Shillong.
Absolutely. Okay. We are almost running out of time. So thank you so much actually. What do you do besides, my last question is, what do you do when you are free, and what is your message to everybody who's watching this program? What would be your message that you would like to give to the viewers who are watching this program right now?
Now I am retired person, but I am always busy.
Okay.
I like household work also. I like cooking. I like gardening, and many other hobbies I had, but something I have left now. But at present, my main hobby is writing. Writing stories, and mainly I am doing works on Rabindranath Tagore's poems and stories to be dramatized into English, and then I try to dramatize into Khasi.
Okay.
If I get time.
Okay. And what is your message to the people who are watching?
Message, ma'am, now the world is very critical. Always I am fond of integrity. My message is love all, love all, love all. It will bring integrity in the world.
Okay. Thank you so much, Umadi. It's been a pleasure. I know you are a huge what to say, a storehouse of so much of knowledge, so many more stories. I wish I could hear you all day, and still it would never finish really, because you have so many experiences that you would wish to share with all of us. Maybe there will be another occasion, I'm sure, when we will come back to you again so that you can relive your memories. Thank you for giving us your time, and may you continue to write and have sound and good health. We wish you all the best and all the good luck ahead for your writings.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. I'm really inspired with your words.
Thank you so much. Well then, dear viewers, that is Uma Purkayastha for you. I'm sure she has so much more to tell us, to relive her days, and I'm sure that she will continue to do so through her writings. But that was just a part of her, a small glimpse of what we just understood from her while having this conversation. I hope you've enjoyed being with us. Thank you from this little cozy house of Uma Purkayastha. We bid you goodbye.